Violence in Portland wounds an innocent 5-year-old child. Police say that little boy was caught in crossfire of yet another gang-related shooting.
That happened last night near Southeast 125th and Powell. The boy was hit in the leg and he is expected to recover, but clearly something needs to be done about the gang activity in Portland when something like this happens. Cor Harlan going beyond the headlines now to find out what is being done. Cor?
Well, Kelly, the number of gang violence cases so far this year is the highest it's been in 13 years. So we came here to the Office of Youth Violence Prevention in Northeast Portland. That's where they run several programs, try to keep kids out of gangs. And while we're at it, they are at something new as well.
It's really been it's an ongoing cycle of sadness and sorrow.
There's a new feeling at Portland's Office of Youth Violence Prevention that enough is enough, as they watch a cycle of gang violence that erupted again this week that in some instances began in the late 1980s with grandfathers of today's gangbangers. They're trying a new tactic to stop the violence. Portland police officer Marcy Jackson tells me it involves getting more regular people who witness gang violence to come forward and help police prosecute gang crimes.
And there is no witness protection program. There is no way that that can happen. But what we can do is begin to try to put some safety measures in place.
I asked Marcy about gang retaliation aimed at civilians. She tells me that gangs typically only retaliate against one another. She also says there's an effort underway to build relationships within gang families and steer the youngest of the at-risk people away from gangs and into more productive lifestyles.
What we've got to change is that crazy thought process. It's a cultural process. That is not what snitching is. What's happening to our community? A few bullies have us held hostage.
I also found out that the city funds several programs to steer kids away from gangs, but there isn't nearly enough money to help everyone they'd like.
So we have to support those populations to be able to leverage a change. So the dollars that are coming to us to be able to fund these programs can not only be on the law enforcement side, they have to be on the health-related side.
And by that health-related side, he means that in order to curb gang violence, the country, the city, and everybody needs to take that with the same enthusiasm they took seatbelts to heart with and non-smoking campaigns as well. It needs to be that big of an effort to curb gang violence. Live here in Northeast Portland, Cor Harlan, KOIN 6 News.